Welcome, everyone. We wish to investigate Charlie Kirk's assassination through the lens of the Bible. The first verse we look at is Proverbs 25. Like a sharp arrow, so is the one who testifies against his neighbor as a false witness. So first we have the false witness, and that is to unleash a sharp arrow against the victim. 1 Kings 21. We have a story of Naboth and the king and the queen. Naboth refuses to sell his vineyard, the property, to the king. The king is upset. The queen comes up with a plan in order to steal the property from Naboth. And so she sends a letter in the name of the king to the elders living in the city where Naboth lives. And in verse 9 we read, "This is what she wrote. Observe a time of fasting and seat Naboth in front of the people." And then verse 10, "Also seat two villains opposite him and have them testify." Now this is a lie. "You cursed God and the king, and what is the result of all this? Then take him out and stone him to death." So let's investigate this story from the actor standpoint. Who are the four actors in the story? First we have Naboth, who is the person who will not sell out. He will not give his property to the king. We have Jezebel, the queen, who is the schemer in the background. Then we have two villains who are there to provide false testimony. And fourth, we have the stone throwers who do the actual killing, the physical killing of Naboth. So let's pull this into the future, into 2025, and identify the four actors in Charlie Kirk's assassination. So first we have Charlie Kirk, who will not sell out, and I don't know him personally, but my strong suspicion is people have come to him and said, "Look, Charlie, you need to tone it down. We want you to sell out." And he says, "No, I will not sell out." Behind the scenes, we have the movers and the shakers in media, the ones who call the shots, also in politics, and they have decided that Charlie Kirk needs to go, and they can't shut him up, and so therefore they're going to have their media and the politicians who are the face of the government, in the face of the influencers in culture, in political circles. We need some liars to come up with some false testimony against Charlie Kirk, namely that he is maybe a Nazi, or he is a white supremacist, or he is wanting to form the patriarchy and hates women and these kind of things, with the intent that we have at some point a shooter who will pick up a gun and start shooting. So one thing that is amazing is that there is nothing new under the sun. Anything that has been done today, I can guarantee you it has been done before. And this is what amazes me about the Bible. The historical record of the Bible can be moved into the future. We just have to change the names. We have to change the places. But at the end of the day, what has done before will be done again. Another story that lines up perfectly with Charlie Kirk. We just have to change out the culture a little bit. We change out the names. And here we are. Now we have Stephen, full of grace. Now, of course, Charlie Kirk is not known for performing miracles, but outside of that, the story is highly pertinent. Verse 9, "But some men stood up and argued with Stephen," so I think that fits. Verse 10, "Yet they were not able to resist the wisdom and the spirit by which he spoke." Well, we have another dead-on hit that fits as well. We had a lot of people come to Charlie Kirk at his college meetings or other meetings. They wanted to debate and talk with him, and they couldn't get through. The facts, the reasoning, the common sense, the statistics that he used to bring up. At the end of the day, he won all of his debates pretty much hands down. Now, after seeing this, verse 11, "Then they secretly instigated some men to say," right? So here we have some people leveling lies against Charlie Kirk because they cannot debate him on truth. They lose on that standpoint. So then they have to come up with lies. And then in verse 12, they incited the people. They seized him and brought him before the council. Now the council these days would be the court of public opinion. Then they brought forward false witnesses who said, "This man does not stop saying things against, X, Y, Z." We just need to fill out the cultural hot points of today, and the story reads perfectly like what we see from Charlie Kirk. The end of the story is that they end up stoning Stephen, and the future Apostle Paul was there approving of the actions. So again, what has done before will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun, but we just want to highlight the fact that there was a mechanism for murdering Charlie Kirk, the actual shooter. He was just a tool. He was just the fourth actor in the story, but there are people who were behind the scenes who understand what they're doing. In today's term, we'd call this stochastic terrorism, which is basically where you demonize a public figure in the hope that someone performs for physical violence against a person up to and including murder. So with that, we close out by saying this. I really hope you watch my next video on this, because I don't want people to be reading this and listening to this and then allow themselves to be filled with hate and then return the hate with hate. We as Christians, we want to overcome evil with good. We are not called to overcome evil with evil.